2025. Now, I've already talked about this topic, but let me tech about it some more. Specifically, if you haven't seen the title on this video because you're not watching on YouTube, I'm specifically talking about how Harada is trying his best, his absolute best, to make sure we could, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, on the in front of the Waffle House. Now, for those of y'all who don't understand the meme, basically the Waffle House is like this restaurant in like the southern United States where a lot of fights happen in a specific and then, like, a lot of those fights get recorded, put on the internet, people see it. So like the Waffle House is known for fights, in case like you're not American or whatever and you never heard of the Waffle House. So there was a video of a fight at the Waffle House, you know what usually goes on, and a nigga threw a chair at one of the Waffle House workers. And you know, most people, they see a chair, they go, oh. They see a chair, they go, is that a chick? And they just get hit in their head and they go in a free fall and they start the, you're probably wondering how I got here, monologue. But Shorty was ready. Shorty saw that chair coming. She said, but it was in one swift motion. Like the way she parried that chair, you could go look it up. But the way she parried that chair was wonderful. It was beautiful. But that specific video spawned a bunch of memes and stuff like that of the Waffle House should be like a stage in a fighting game. And Harada being a like one of the higher ups at one of these companies that actually looks at what people on social media are saying and cares about what they think, he saw it and apparently he reached out to Waffle House to try and you know, get a deal going to put the stage in the game to promote the restaurant. And we got some news on that. We got some updates. And I saw something before stream, before my computer soft locked and I had to restart it and do this whole intro over again. That might be an update if it's not the tweet that they're sourcing, but we'll get into that later. A year later, Harada has updated players on the situation as spotted by Automaton, saying that he's been trying his best to contact the Waffle House for a potential collaboration, but they aren't replying to his request. Get the fuck out of my face. To be honest, within the bounds of what I can say, I fully understand you guys' requests. That's precisely why I considered taking on this challenge. In fact, I had already been thinking about it quite a while ago over the past year or more. I've actually tried to make contact through 7 different channels. However, this is purely my own speculation. I suspect that the lack of response may be due to the fact that the project I'm known for revolves around fighting themed video games. By the way, no response equals very rare. A very rare case. Is this the same tweet? Yep, it is the same tweet. It is the same tweet. So basically, after him saying like he reached out to contact and saying like I don't think they're gonna contact us back, he's saying like, hey, what if we made a stage and just called it the Hustle House stage, or called it the Scuff? Like some people were suggesting like Scuffle House. It was another one I said. Oh, some people were saying Pancake House, Scuffle House, Waffle Hut, like different names. You know, house. I don't even want to explain this one. If you don't get it, hey, that skill issue. But yeah, he's trying to make this happen. And if one of the next few Tekken DLCs are you could have a fight at Hustle House, Scuffle House, Waffle Hut, Pancake House, whatever it is, nigga, I'm re-downloading Tekken. Harada suggested to players that a compromise could be found by creating a stage based on a restaurant similar to the Waffle House, blah 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 blah. Harada drew attention in February when he criticized a fan and people like them for complaining about returning characters' updated appearances after DLC fighter Anna Williams was revealed with the new red tinted hairdo. Oh, that's them yapping about other shit, which, just quickly to run down my thoughts on that. If a character was in a previous entry, include them in a future entry for free. Stop making me pay for shit that I shouldn't have to pay for. If I want to pay for something, I want a new fucking character. That's why out of all fighting games, the only one I've ever bought DLC for is Smash, and the only one like I would consider buying DLC for if I was like grown at the time would be Injustice, because when they did DLC, they brought characters that weren't previously in the game into the game. They weren't charging. It's funny that this fucking beat comes on while I'm talking about Tekken, because that beat has a sample of Tekken. Bonus points to you if you can figure out what Tekken this is sampled from. But anyway, back to what I was saying. That's why in Smash I would buy the DLC, or I would consider it an injustice, because they didn't sell you characters that were already in the game for free and say, hey guys, here's the exact same character, but now you gotta pay for him for some fuck ass reason. Like, nah, just give us the character for free and work on introducing new characters and new concept. Don't charge us for old shit. But next thing I want to go on to talking about, oh my god, this fucking website yet again. Well, I've already read this article, but basically, for those of y'all who weren't here yesterday or didn't watch yesterday's video, the Doom physical release on disc, there's only 85 megabytes of data when the game is 85 gigabytes. Meaning, the entirety of the Doom game is not on the disc, and this upset a lot of people, causing them to cancel their pre-orders. Now, specifically, wait 1 second. I'll be right back, y'all. Alright, back to what I was saying. Specifically, why I wanted to talk about this is because this is kind of like a weird situation, so to speak. What I mean by that is, in this situation, you could look at it from a couple different ways, right? You could, oh shit, is this instrumental loud? Let me see. Nah, the instrumental's not too crazy loud. But you could look at this a couple different ways. You could look at it as one way as, yeah, good, they canceled their pre-orders. Good. They're fighting back against the company. But the thing about it is, people are going to play this game anyway. This game is highly looked forward to, and people are going to get it digitally. Now, the downside to this whole dilemma of that I'm presenting of people canceling their pre-orders, having a bad side to it, is like, they're going to try and use data from stuff like this, people en masse canceling their pre-order and then turning around and buying it digitally. They're going to use this to justify not making physical copies anymore. And you know, for physical media, that's why shit like this is even happening in the first place. For physical media, it's in danger. It's very highly in danger, because not only are fewer people now buying digital media, shit like this is happening left and right. Like, what do you mean the game is 85 gigabytes and you're only including 85 megabytes on the disc? That's kind of crazy. But like I said, it's a good thing people are canceling their pre-orders, showing we don't accept this. But it's a bad thing, because they're going to turn around and buy the game any fucking way. And then, like I said, on top of them buying the game anyway, they're going to use the data of people canceling their pre-orders and not buying it physically to say, why should we make physical versions? They're not buying it anyway. It's just like a whole type slippery slope. And it's just like, oof. I mean, I just wanted to present this idea, because like, I feel like there's a solution. I'm just not seeing it right now. Because like, technically the solution would be for Bethesda to put the whole fucking game on the disc. But you know how Bethesda is. Bethesda gets real shitty when it comes to their games, even though it is made by id Software. But still, this just rubs me the wrong way. This is strike number 1 of 3. And I hope it really strike number 1 of 1, and that they don't have any more strikes. Because I've been hearing a lot of good reviews about this game, but I pray to God when it comes out day 1, you don't have to risk bricking your computer to play this shit. And one last thing I wanted to basically glance over, is that GTA 6 delay that happened. Apparently a Rockstar insider, leaker, whatever the fuck you want to call him, said that the delay was absolutely necessary. Now, I just wanted to roll over the exact quote if it's in here. One thing, GTA 6 conversation that sort of dried up by now. So hey, here's a fun question. What do you guys think, Jason, and blah, 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 blah. One thing I'll also say is that this source made it very clear to me that a delay to 2026 was absolutely necessary. If we had gotten GTA 6 in the Twitter and fucking 25 years after the year 2000, it would have been significantly worse game. They began cutting a lot of cool stuff to try and make that deadline. So I guess the extra year of time is giving them time to add stuff in. And one theory I heard when I was like just scrolling on a timeline and I saw like a video about this is maybe they're waiting so that they could drop the online and the full game at the same time, which makes sense because I don't know why the fuck they wouldn't drop the online at the same time. Because like in 2013, them not dropping the online day and date with the actual genuine regular version of the game, like back then in 2013, that made a bit more sense. But in 2025, that's a bigger part of the game. More people. Now, I hate to say this, but real is real. There's a whole generation of people, just like how there's a generation of people who Call of Duty is about the story mode. Majority of the people playing Grand Theft Auto right now play that shit for the online and have never touched the story. Yeah, nigga, you're getting old. Grand Theft Auto is no longer about the story. It's about the online. So most of the people playing Grand Theft Auto 5 right now, when 6 comes out, unless the developers just want the people to play the story so bad that they do it on purpose so people can play the story before they hop into online and start creating 5M servers, I don't know why they wouldn't drop the online day and date with the actual game. Now, the PC port thing, I could understand them not wanting to do that day one. That's a whole different conversation. But them not dropping the online alongside this game, like I said, unless their devs go give them like a month of no online, let them just enjoy the story, then throw the online in there. Because Grand Theft Auto is a fucking forever game, and they're going to play this online for the next 10 to 15 years. We could charge $1,000 for this for the first year that the game is out, and niggas will still pay that band just to get Grand Theft Auto. So they know that people are going to play the online whenever the fuck they drop it, whether it's a year from a release or a month. But like I said, business-wise, it really doesn't make sense to hold it. So maybe the online, because what I feel like is that the online wasn't done. Because again, their moneymaker for Grand Theft Auto isn't the actual Grand Theft Auto game. Because if that was the case, they would have dropped this shit before, at like 2020 when the PS5 was just coming out. Just saying. Like, I've been over this before, but look at the release schedule and the amount of time between GTA releases. Like, GTA San Andreas and GTA 5 was like a 3-4 year, 5 max gap of development. And then especially their smaller games like Chinatown Wars and stuff like that, like, they never had a gap in between games this goddamn big in their entire creation career for Rockstar Games. So I just wanted to update y'all on that, talk about that, and yeah, I hope that they give it about a month or two before they drop online. Let niggas enjoy the story mode, let everybody shut the fuck up, then drop the online. But I feel like, again, moneymaker, they're gonna drop it day and date, and this is damn near my outro at this point. For those of you watching this live, just reload your tab so that you may be back in the stream.